And welcome back, everyone, to Overtime. Our special guest, Gerald Glass, former Amanda Elsie High School standout, Delta State, Ole Miss fame, and drafted first round of the NBA, 20th pick overall by the Minnesota Timberwolves back in 1990, joining us here on Overtime. So here we go, 1990, the NBA draft comes about, and the #1 pick, Derek Coleman, we talked about that earlier. Gary Payton was a part of that draft. And then you go 20th overall, first round to the Minnesota Timberwolves. What was that like? You said you were not in New York at the time, but I'm sure you had to be watching. I believe it was on TNT, TBS at the time. Yes. Take me back through draft night for Gerald Glass. What was that like leading up to that point? And also, what was it like to hear your name called?
20th pick in the 1990 NBA draft. The Minnesota Timberwolves select Gerald Glass from the University of Mississippi.
Wow. Well, that day, you know, I spent the day with one of my relatives. I had a party at my mom's house. We had all the family there. Wow. And, you know, I was projected to go anywhere from 15 on up. So once we got to the 15th pick, Miami had that pick. I think they got another guy, Jameson, Dave Jameson. Then the next few picks went on. Didn't hear my name called, and I started to get a little nervous. So I went next door to my grandmother's house, and I sat in and watched the rest, you know, till my name was called with my cousins. And when they got to the 20th pick, you know, I was shocked that I went to Minnesota because I hadn't had any contact with them. You know, the previous year they showed interest in getting me if I had come out early, but I haven't had any contact with them going after my senior year, so it was kind of shocking that I went to Minnesota.
Was the NBA what you expected it? Was it more than what you expected? What was that like transitioning from the college game to the pro game?
It was a tough transition for me because in college I was playing more inside 3 and 4, power forward. And, you know, once I got to the NBA, I had to transition to the 2 guard. And that meant I had to guard Michael Jordan, Drexler, Joe Dumars. All of the best athletes played the 2 position. And so I had to adjust defensively and offensively to playing that position. It was tough.
And so you're in the league, then the opportunity comes to go play overseas. What led you to, I think you told me in France, you played Italy, played in Israel, but was it a matter of just, okay, the NBA is not working out the way I planned, or just you think you had better opportunities and a chance to even make more money overseas? But what went into that decision?
Well, after my 3rd year with the Pistons, they didn't offer me a contract. So over the summer, I just decided, I said, well, I'm just going to go with the best offer. And so I decided to go play in Italy, and which was probably one of my best seasons ever, you know, playing over there that season. And turned out to be pretty good, and I got a chance to come back to the NBA. I signed with New Jersey after having that good season over in Israel.
And it comes a time, all athletes' lives, you got to hang it up, let it go. How did you know it was time that you've reached the end of the rope as far as playing professional basketball?
Wow, your body can tell you. My legs, I didn't have the lift I had, you know, the previous years. And, you know, I was playing down in Jackson. I was still getting in shape, working out. And I can remember one morning, it just hit me all of a sudden. You know, I hit the last basket in that pickup game. And when I hit it, I knew that was my last time playing. So I told the guys I was playing with, I said, y'all just witnessed my last jump shot in a competitive game. And I hadn't played a pickup game since. And that was in 1999.
Okay. Was it hard to let go?
Not really, because my body couldn't, you know, I couldn't do the things that I once did. And that's kind of disappointing. You know, you don't want to accept it, but, you know, you got to move on. So I picked up the golf club.
And not only did you pick up the golf clubs, but you also decided that you wanted to go into coaching.
Yes.
Was that something that had always been in the back of your mind, that once the ball stops bouncing, that you eventually would like to teach the game as well?
Well, what happened, I had to, you know, I went through a divorce, and once that happened, I went back to school. And once I went back to school, and finished up, I gave a call to the superintendent, Ms. Jean Hall, and I thank God for her. She hired me right on the spot, and with no experience, and So I got a chance to coach and replace my high school coach, Coach Howard Brown, which was an honor. So, you know, I got a chance to start my career off at my high school.
And you wasted no time, too, in leaving a huge, huge impact on the Amanda Elsie basketball program, because your third year?
Yes, the third year.
Third year, you win a state title.
Yes, sir.
And then the fourth year, you win another state title back to back.
Yes.
What do you remember about those championship teams that you led down to Jackson and came back to Greenwood with the gold ball each time?
We had some talented athletes at that school at that time. So, you know, it was a good pool to pick from. You know, we had some good athletes, man. And you know, we at Amanda Elsie, we've never won a championship before. And, you know, I just wanted to bring that home.
We'll be right back with much more with world-class Glass. Gerald Glass here joining us on Overtime right after this short break.